Rejoice, again I say rejoice. Today we have lit our pink or rose candle, a symbol of joy. Today we take a short break within our Advent season to remind ourselves of the joy of the coming King, to remind ourselves that we are called to be joyful people. But what does that mean? Our gospel reading seems to stand, I'm trying to think of the right word, not quite in that same frame of mind as it were, not about rejoicing. But rejoicing sometimes takes preparation. As I was reading these scriptures, I was reminded of the nativity service I was doing this week, of all the children getting ready, preparing for that wonderful day. And during the nativity service, there was one point where I had to hold my thumbs up and they would all say, well, good. And there's that anticipation where you hold your thumbs up and you're not quite sure what's going to happen. You hold your thumbs up and you wait, and you wait. And then they suddenly remember that they've got to say something. And the same with the songs. There's that anticipation that something is coming. Something is going to happen. So as we remember that we are called to rejoice, John reminds us that that rejoicing comes with preparation. That we need to prepare our hearts and prepare our minds to receive the coming King. That we need to look at ourselves and think about how we live and the way that we are with the world. What is our relationship like with God? Do we think about others? Or are we just thinking about the preparations that we need to make ourselves? Getting ready for all that business that is associated with this pre-Christmas season that perhaps doesn't feel very Adventy. All that busyness, all that preparation of wrapping things, buying things, thinking, how many people are coming? Have I got enough chairs? Is my table big enough? All those things distract from who Christ is. I went to a meeting this week and I was wandering around a university campus. And as I was wandering around, I was struck by how much Christmas stuff there was. Reindeers, Santa, trees, big huge nutcrackers, even bigger than me. But I couldn't see Christ anywhere. And it wasn't until after I left that I realised that I'd felt a bit kind of ill at ease. Because amongst all the Christmas joy and preparations, it felt like there was something missing, something not quite there. Christ perhaps wasn't as present as I would have liked him to be. So is Christ present in our hearts as we come to rejoice and prepare our hearts for Christmas? How much is that Christ child a part of our celebration today? How much do we allow him to come in and change who we are? Allow him to change our lives, to change our minds, to change what we do. So just as John speaks to the people of that day about opening our lives to others, sharing our coats, as it were, not taking more than we are owed, not extorting others, but thinking about our expectations. What is our expectation this Christmas? Will we allow Christ to come anew to us, to refresh us and refill us and renew us with who he is, who he has called us to be, God's kingdom people, who are called to live lives of joy. Now I think there is a distinct difference between happiness and joy. Joy, as it were, is almost a gift that is given by God to us, that sometimes we have despite the circumstances we find ourselves. Joy is something that bubbles up from within and overwhelms us and fills us with something we perhaps aren't expecting. Those moments when something happens and you find that emotion there. It perhaps does not depend on our circumstances, or what the world is doing around us. Rather, I think it is something that is given very much by God. So as we come to recognise the ultimate gift of God that was given to us all those many years ago, and that is given us each and every day as Christ comes to us anew and says, "Come, follow me." Do we open our hearts anew to receive Him? Amongst all the business, do we put that time aside to pause for a moment, to rejoice in who He is for us in our lives, to rejoice in who He is for us as a community, to rejoice in who He is for the entire world? So today, I say once again, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say, rejoice. So let us turn our hearts and open them up to Him, so that we may truly rejoice in the coming King.